That always happens as soon as I press record. So a lot of people ask me, what's it like having Tourette's? And I have been asked so many different questions my whole life. Honestly, the moment I press record, my tics start it's like they're knocking on the door. Hello, time to come in. People are watching you. So I've got a whole bunch of questions that I've been asked my whole life. Frequently asked questions when it comes to having Tourette syndrome. What do tics feel like? So Tourette syndrome is a combination of tics, both motor and vocal tics, and you've got to have both motor and vocal to be classified as Tourette. So what does an individual tic feel like? It's like a sneeze. It's like an itch on your arm. It's like just a feeling. It's like a booger in your nose and you got to pick it. It's just like a stone in your shoe, you got to get it out. Like your brain just tells you, oi, do that, and you do it. And when you do it, it feels great. However, there are some tics that are really hurtful and actually cause you pain, but you got to do it. When I was younger, I used to have banging my knees together, and I'd smack my knees together so hard and they would leave bruises on the inside of my knees. But I had to do it. It was the sneeze, it was the itch, it was the stone, it was the snot in my nasal cavity. Everybody's brain self-regulates itself by firing off signals to the body. It's just to keep your brain alive, and that's what a tic is. And everybody's brain has a gate to stop unwanted signals coming through, but people with Tourette's have a weak or no gate. That's like the most simple explanation I can give you. So it's my brain firing off signals to the body going, Seamus, move your shoulder. Seamus, I'm your brain, do that with your neck. Hey Seamus, click your fingers. Like that's basically what Tourette's is. And literally, when you do the tic, I find it's satisfying. It's like, you know, when you have a piece of sand in your underwear after the beach and you just get it out and shake your leg. To me, that's what it feels like doing a tic, because I've gotten it out. Do I ever get embarrassed? No. I used to. I'm 31. I've had Tourette's my whole life. And I did, once upon a time, used to get embarrassed, but I don't anymore. I remember years and years ago, I was at the shops and I was looking at some clothes in Kmart, I can't remember, and I was ticking. And I looked over, I could notice people in the corner of my eye giggling, looking at me and laughing. And I remember feeling embarrassed and feeling frustrated that I couldn't, they were too far away from me, but I'm like, no, I've got Tourette's, it's totally cool. I'm not embarrassed by it, it's totally fine. I find it funny as well. But it was just, I did feel embarrassed then because they were giggling at me. They were laughing at me. I was the brunt of a joke. And I was being laughed at, not laughed with. So I prefer to be laughed with. I prefer to make the jokes and people laugh at my jokes, not laughing at my Tourette's. But now, never. It's like I have spent years having the attention on me because of my Tourette's. So I'm so used to it. It just doesn't bother me at all. In fact, when I meet people, I'm like, okay, here's the deal. I've got Tourette's. It's totally cool. I never get embarrassed. I never get offended. Feel free to ask anything, make any joke you want, but the joke has to be funny. Because typically you're like, oh, was that your Tourette's? Was it? No, I was just rearranging my shirt. Oh, is that your Tourette's? No, that wasn't my Tourette's. I love a Tourette's joke, absolutely, but it just has to be funny. Got to be clever. What's my favorite tic? Oh, this one has I had it when I was about 16 and it's come back. Since I've started taking ADHD medication, it's come back and it's this. It's like pursing up my lips and going, and I was at a cafe the other day and these people next to me were having a meeting and they were having a very serious meeting. Hello, so I feel like my business is gonna be like, and I went, and they just looked over at me with disgust. And they were like, and I glanced and laughed and said, oh, sorry. Again, they were a little bit too far away for me to yell, I've got Tourette's! So I just went, oh, sorry. And then like the lady looked at me again with such disgust. And I remember thinking, wait, what did she think I just did? She didn't see me do it out of my mouth. Wait, did she think I was in a cafe and I released a flatulent? Like that to me is more embarrassing. That one's my favorite one. And especially now I'm doing it like 100, 200, 300 times a day. I'm getting really good at the sound. When you have a tic and you learn how to manipulate the tic and play with it, it's like Play-Doh, learning how to stretch it out, draw out the tic and play with it and getting that sensation on my lips. So I start playing with that feeling and I'll be in the shopping center and go. So I find that one funny. I like it. Which tic do I hate? That one's not good because I dare say if I keep that one up, I will probably need fake teeth. I don't hate many of them. I had this one a little while ago and I had to stop it. I had to learn how to redirect it because with this, I would like tense my stomach muscle and almost break my jaw. And I didn't like that one because I'd be in the middle of a sentence and have to go. Yeah, I had to put a lot of effort into redirecting that one because I hate it. Yeah, I didn't like that one at all. That was pretty like socially debilitating. Do I still get asked about Tourette's? I do. You know, I actually get asked quite frequently. People will say, hey, what did you just do there? Like, even though I've had it my whole life and I'm an adult, so I commonly socialize with other adults. And as you get older, you work out, you know, you don't ask certain questions. And when you're a kid, they just fire out. But among adults, I still get asked, what did you just do there? Or what was that? And I think the reason is because I'm not in a wheelchair. If you're in a wheelchair, people know straight away, well, they're in a wheelchair. But it's because I present as able-bodied, I present as normal, and then all of a sudden I go. So it's like a glitch in the matrix, and they're like, whoa, what was that? What did you just do? So I think it's because it catches people's attention and they don't expect it because seemingly there's no physical disability. So they don't expect it. So yeah, I get asked all the time, still to this day. If you like this video and if you have any questions for me regarding Tourette's, please leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel for so much more Tourette syndrome content.